Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the sky.
Hey, what's up everyone? This is Sarge. I'm going to be giving you guys my top 5 ARs and the loadouts to go with them. This is after they have made a bunch of balancing changes to the weapons and the attachments for specifically the Black Ops weapons, but also some of the Modern Warfare weapons. Coming in number 1 is no surprise, the CR56 AMAX is the best weapon for range damage. And they did scale the damage down a little bit. This is a second nerf this gun has gotten, and it's still a viable option. But it's not the only option. That's one of the great things about them scaling this gun down. You can actually run with other ARs other than this one, but this one was still used. It's a lot easier to use and more forgiving when it comes to those range kills because the recoil you can manage a little bit easier than for instance the Cold War AK. But yeah, this is going to be the best loadout for this gun. Pretty much everyone's using this loadout. There's really no alternative build for this. I mean, you can go for an SMG hybrid, but this gun does shine in that medium to long range, and so that's the way you want to use it if you want to maximize its potential. You can run if you have a standard optic, that's your only option, which is pretty good, but most people recommend the T-pose if you can unlock that one with the VLK. But yeah, that's your CR56 AMAX as number 1. Number 2 is my favorite weapon. This is the Ram 7, and I've loved the Ram 7 since the launch of Modern Warfare. It's been my go-to gun of choice. This is the loadout that most people are running. It's the best sniper support weapon to use in the game, but you can also run it as an SMG hybrid if you want to. It does really good at pretty much every range, but it is a little bit slower to its the Cold War counterparts, I guess you can say. But yeah, overall, one of the best weapons. It's a great weapon to see that it's now in the meta a year later, but I've loved this weapon ever since its launch. This is one of the big reasons why I've unlocked it as an Obsidian. All right, coming in at number 3, we have the Cold War AK. Cold War AK is a great weapon. It's almost like the CR56 AMAX alternative, just a little bit harder to manage. Does about the same damage. Everything here is going to be more of an SMG hybrid. People are using this as like either a sniper support or an SMG with their build, so they're going to run like the AMAX for the long range, and they're going to run the AK-47 as the close range option, and this is what they're speccing it out. Now you can swap in the suppressor muzzle that did get a big change. If you want to opt that one in for the underbarrel, which you don't really need if you do plan on, playing aggressively. The sprinting move speed is great. Some people like to work in an optic like the Microflex LED because this gun is a little bit bulky, and so when people drop shot, it's actually hard to track them when they're on the ground. And so with an optic, a little bit easier to see. But yeah, that's pretty much your options. Everything else here is going to be your standard go-to. Tiger Team and Skeletal Stock, which is like your Raider stock, are the 2 primary attachments when you're trying to spec out a Cold War AR to be more of an SMG hybrid. The 45 round mag is the best mag to use with this gun because you pretty much have no knock to your ADS. And because the double AR meta is a thing in Warzone right now, everyone is also running the XM4. XM4 comes in at the number 4 best AR to be using. Everything here is going to be the standard go-to with an exception to the muzzle. Again, you can spec this out with an underbarrel or an optic of your choice. If you are going to go for more of a AR build, you would change the Task Force into a Ranger, and then the suppressor into Agency Suppressor. That's pretty much it. You can get rid of the laser. You can go for more of an underbarrel if you're going to try to control that recoil a little bit. Field Agent Grip is your go-to for standard ARs when it comes to the Cold War weapons. Taking number 5 might be a big surprise to you guys as the FFAR. FFAR did get a bunch of nerfs, which kind of took it out of the meta slot. It is one of the weapons that has dominated Season 1 and Season 2 of Warzone. Once the Cold War weapons did migrate over to Modern Warfare, this was pretty much everyone's go-to, and it's been a dominant weapon until they just completely obliterated the stats. They made it basically harder to control. That was what they did to the weapon. But they really never touched the damage. It still does great damage. It's just slower, slower in the ADS field, harder to manage when it comes to controlling the recoil. But you can compensate for that with some of the attachments here, and that's what basically we're doing. We're running the Agency Suppressor, but you can swap the Agency for just a regular suppressor, which I would probably recommend if you're going to turn it more into an SMG hybrid. So that with no barrel but Tiger Team Spotlight Raider stock. The agent grip is going to be important for this gun specifically because they did nerf a lot of its recoil and being able to manage the weapon. So this gun does still perform quite well just running the regular 50 round mag just so you don't take a hit to your ADS. That's pretty much a standard. And then everything about this gun, it still slaps. It still does pretty much great damage like when the gun first launched. And so yeah, that's going to be my top 5 ARs for Warzone Season 3. In today's games, I'm going to be running the AMAX with the Cold War AK as my SMG alternative. And then I'm also going to be running the KRIG 6, which was very close to making this top 5, but didn't quite scratch that surface. I think a lot of it has to do with the KRIG 6 not packing as much of a punch. But we're going to be running it anyways with the FFAR. And so yeah, let me know in the comments below what you are running around with in Season 3 as far as ARs go. And if you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. I will catch you guys in the next video. Take care.
You're right.
Enemy UAV overhead.
I'm alive and still alive, dude.
Enemy dropping into the AO. Hostile dropping into the area. What? You eliminated the most wanted target. Good job. Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
I'm alive and still alive.
Enemy soldier incoming. Enemy soldier. Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the sky.
This is Lone Wolf. Do you read?
UAV entering the AO. Most wanted target dusted. Solid work. Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
You take this.
UAV is bingo fuel. RTB for resupply.
Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
Survive.
Enemy soldier incoming. Enemy soldier incoming. You're all passing the area. Be advised, enemy attack chopper Solid work.
To win, survive.
Enemy soldier incoming. Hostile dropping into the area. Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
This ain't it.
I'm expendable.
Enemy UAV overhead. Enemy soldier incoming. Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
That mine.
Enemy soldier incoming. Enemy dropping into the AR. Enemy dropping into the AO. Enemy dropping into the AO.
You're right.
Enemy soldier incoming. Enemy dropping into the area. Secure all cash in the area. Enemy attack chopper is in the AO. Bring it down and recover the cash. Enemy soldier incoming.